Good tree stand trees are a priceless commodity in Texas, and you look for live oak stands like this to put your tree stands in. In fact, this particular finger of live oaks has a fond place in my heart, because this is a stand set right here where I shot my biggest buck ever, a 174 last year. You can see the tripod stand, it's only about a 14-footer. That's the camera stand behind. It's got camouflage around it, and then there's a ladder stand in front. I'm planning on hunting that stand again this year. This is a really good spot. One of the things that I really like about hunting in Texas is that you're going to see the same deer year after year, and you don't get that in a lot of places. The first year I hunted the ranch, I had a nice 10-point buck cross the pear flat in front of me to a 30-yard shot. I shot over his back. The next year I went back to hunt him, ended up shooting my biggest buck ever. It wasn't him, but he comes back in and actually smells the arrow of the shot buck within 30 minutes of me shooting that big whopper 174. This year, I've already seen that buck again. He's in the same area, and he's lost size. He went from 150 to 160, now he's probably 120. He's a beautiful whitetail. I never did get a chance to get a shot at him this year. Not yet anyway, and if I do, I'm gonna take that buck, and that's gonna be the 3-year trophy buck from Texas.
Tom, this is a perimeter fence. This is a long fence. You don't realize how long these fences are when you got a big piece of ground. It's over 20 miles, go around 16,000+ acres. And it's a tough decision to keep it low. We work so hard to get these deer in the right position, and as far as their antler growth and their age structure and this, that, and the otherwise, and they can get out. I mean, they can just jump over this fence and they're gone. And a lot of places have high fence for that reason, being that they want to keep their deer in as well as keep other people's out. You work hard and you want to keep your deer and you want to make them better, and you don't want to lose them. You got a lot invested in a deer. So it's a big decision to keep it low fenced and keep everything where it can come and go.
Well, there's no question, the more whitetails you have around you, the more comfortable you get with hunting and being in and around whitetails. If you're only going to see one whitetail every hunt, and that may be a 3 or 4 day hunt, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to watch whitetails and learn how to read their mannerisms and their body language. And that's crucial to not only being able to be ready when a big buck comes in, but being comfortable and overcoming buck fever. I think a guy second guesses himself a lot when a buck's coming in. I know I do. I wonder if I took enough practice shots. I wonder about that downward angle. I wonder if the deer's going to string jump me or not. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get him stopped. Should I try to stop him? There's a million questions going through your mind. And it's like a checklist when you're flying a plane, you know, and the engine stops. What are you going to do? Well, there's 3 or 4 things you absolutely have to do to save it. And that may be what you have to do in a hunting situation when you got a big buck close. For me, bow hunting is all about encounters, getting close in bow range of the buck. And you're not going to get a shot on every encounter. In fact, it's probably 20% of the times that you get a buck in range, you're going to get a shot. Because everything has to be perfect. You know, not only does he have to be in range, he's got to be in a clear shooting range. He's got to be on alert that you're there. It's got to be a situation that you can get your bow drawn back. Only in Texas. I've seen that buck 2 other mornings, too early to shoot. Finally this morning, it cools off. It's been in the 80s during the day, and we've just had a tough hunt. Finally he comes in, 20-yard shot. And they're so jumpy. Where do you aim? I aimed low in the boiler room, and I don't think he dropped much. I took out his left front leg for sure in the lower breadbasket area. We need to give him some time. But boy, it's exciting when a nice buck comes in, and he's a nice one. Give him about 30 minutes, and we're going to trail him up. Just a little ladder stand. It's a 14-footer. Can't get real high here in Texas, but I lasered this 22 yards after the shot. I figured him for 20. Using a lighted knock, you see there's not a lot of blood on this arrow for that shot because it was so low in the chest cavity and actually took out his leg. The lighted knock I thought would be easier to see the arrow flight on video since I'm shooting this Black Max at 320 feet per second. They go pretty quick. We'll just leave the arrow right there. Blood trailing is an art. There wasn't a lot of blood on the arrow because it was a low shot. But you've really got to inspect, and it's not easy to find blood on dirt. And right here, look at this. He's really paused in this spot, got in these bushes, and worked right around here. To right there. There he is. Yeah! Boy, does he look good up close. Yes! Look at this. South Texas brush country buck. 9-pointer. Came in, popped a scrape. 22-yard shot. He doesn't go 150 yards. And boy, did he leave a trail. I love archery whitetail hunting. Chuck, you found a lot of whitetails in Texas. This one doesn't look too bad, does he?
He looks darn good to me, I tell you. Got nice G3s on him, great brow tines, good main beams. That's what I'm looking for.
Texas is always a fun place to come and hunt because you do see a lot of deer and you see every type of rutting behavior, from fighting to rubbing, scraping, chasing does, and it's always fun in the stand. But it's been a special treat for me. Man, I really appreciate you coming out.
My pleasure. I even wore your bill cap.
I know you did. A whitetail country bill cap too.
How about that? Stocking cap's gone just for Tom Miranda.
Can't beat that. Well, thank you very much, man.
My pleasure. It's been a treat, a real treat.
Excellent.